Greetings shippers, welcome back, and this time we're going to dive into some fandom basics. That's where we define some basic terms of fandom that you may or may not know. Because let's be honest, everybody starts somewhere, and sometimes it can be a bit embarrassing to ask something that everybody else seems to know. While some members of fandom are very welcoming, there are unfortunately others who not so much. Side note, before we get into this too far, this is a scar. Everybody asks all the time, they think it's something that I just chopped in myself to try and be cool. No, it's actually a childhood injury. And I keep it because, well, I've had it since I was a kid and I think it's pretty cool. I mean, look at it. People try and cut these in. Got one for free. Just ran into a cupboard. So this time we're going to be talking about shipping goggles. What are they and why does it matter? In terms of defining shipping goggles, the definition is fairly simple, with it colloquially being defined as when you watch a TV show or read a book or watch a movie in which you ship two characters and see their moments everywhere, whether they're together in canon or not. Shipping goggles are basically the idea that a person is looking for any excuse to ship. It can be the smallest, most minuscule interaction. Heck, the characters don't even have to interact, but somehow people will end up shipping them. Specifically, the type of people wearing shipping goggles. Shipping goggles can kind of be viewed like rose-tinted glasses, in that they alter how you see everything. Suddenly, ships are absolutely everywhere. Two characters looked at each other, ship. They talk to each other, ship. Not sharing a scene? Ship. They hate each other? Ship. So why do shipping goggles matter? Well, for some, there is belief that the shipping goggles are conscious, like actual glasses that you physically put on, that people are deciding that this is how they're going to enjoy a certain piece of media. While for some that may be the case, it is definitely not for all. For most, shipping simply happens. We did a video on shipping, but basically to reiterate, there are people who ship and people who do not. And there is nothing wrong with either. Different people enjoy different properties different ways. And for some people, that involves shipping and the act of creating fan fiction, fan art, or just continuing their enjoyment past the end of the actual product. Now, there are some who are non-shippers for whom this will never make any sense, and as they are not wearing shipping goggles or are not shipping inclined, they will never see exactly what the shipper is seeing. And it can come across to these people like shippers are ruining what they enjoy or trying to force elements into a work that aren't actually there. In the cases of these elements, in many ways they are and are not there, like Schrodinger's cat. And when it comes to shipping, much is a matter of interpretation. So are shipping goggles good or bad? Well, the answer is really both and neither. Shipping goggles are simply one way that certain fans enjoy certain materials, and not every shipper is wearing shipping goggles. There are some who ship one couple from one product and that's it, but there are others who ship everything. For those for whom shipping has become a way of life, it must be pointed out that the more one ships, the easier it becomes to keep shipping, especially if the first experience is positive in regards to the fandom and the like. However, as for shipping goggles, they're not that big a deal, as is shipping most of the time. However, sometimes it can get pretty intense, as we've talked about on a variety of occasions. There are times when people take things too far and try and push what they see onto others, and that includes shipping goggles, trying to get people to ship who aren't really shippers.
Try these on.
Look, you crazy mother.
Put these on.
Hey, stay away from me.
Now, sometimes this is well received and an individual becomes interested in the same pairing. However, other times it's not wanted. At times like that, it's important for the shipper to recognize that perhaps they're pushing their own enjoyment onto somebody who is enjoying a certain product a different way, and perhaps those two enjoyments need not necessarily coincide. And that's alright. Different strokes for different folks. For those wearing goggles, it can be quite a fun time, as the simplest interaction can balloon into something amazing. A good example of this is Star Wars: The Force Awakens, wherein the lip bite and a certain shared jacket ballooned into a huge ship. Although it actually isn't the dominant one at the time of this recording. That honor goes to Kylux, believe it or not. For most, shipping goggles are simply a fun term to throw around, and not a philosophy they actually live their life by. It's used more of a meme than in serious conversation. However, there are times when it can be used derogatorily as an insult. Again, usually by those who do not understand or enjoy shipping. Again, it must be noted that shipping is not for everyone. However, for those who do enjoy it, it's important not to take their enjoyment away simply because it's not the same as another form of enjoyment. The whole point of fandom, no matter what level, is that it's supposed to be fun and show an appreciation for the work in question, and that all levels can go too far, whether they involve shipping or not. So for those of you out there wearing your shipping goggles, keep them on, and keep seeing the world through those wonderful heart-shaped glasses. And for those who have never seen the world this way, that's alright. Perhaps one day you will. You never know when a ship will strike. Or perhaps it will never happen, and that's fine too. Not everyone has to or should be a shipper. Like this channel and these videos, sometimes it's just fun to think of alternative ways that the plot could have turned out, and this oftentimes involves ships because ships play upon the different relationships of the characters, and for most works it is the relationships of the characters that draw people to them. Although there are of course exceptions, such as works that are perhaps more technically proficient than others, where the craft exceeds the narrative. Or for example, works where the special effects draw people in, or different works where fans are more invested in theorizing than pairing people together. Fandom is large and multifaceted, and shipping goggles are just one small item within this rather large universe. If you find yourself suddenly sporting a pair, don't be afraid or ashamed. It's all in good fun. This has been just a quick fun fandom basics for you for those of you wondering what exactly shipping goggles were, if you were wearing them, and why it mattered. And trust me, you'll know if you have them on. You will see ships everywhere. This has been Shipper's Guide to the Galaxy. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Special thanks to all my patrons. Link down below if you're interested in supporting the show in that way. And as always, stay tuned, for there are as many ships out there as there are stars in the sky.